Okay, come on. Oh. Shh. We have to find a way to stop it.
Don't worry. I'll think of something.
Yeah. Oh no, they found us.
Oh, 2 days ago we were just orphans on a train.
That's not the life we're living anymore. Hi everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds. And today Mary is going to discuss the fairy tale detectives, The Sisters Grimm, by Michael Buckley.
Yes, I've read the first and this is the second, which I've also read. But there's 9 in the series and we're going to talk about that in a second. But first I want to give Joe a present because I've been crafting a lot lately. Are you excited?
I think I know what it is.
I had showed Joe while I was working on it, so he knows what's coming.
I'm so excited.
This is to go on his bookshelf.
Ah! Oh my God, look at him.
Isn't he precious?
He's reading.
It's a little gnome.
He's reading.
I crocheted him.
Oh my God, you have to see. It says book.
It says Book Buds, actually.
Stop it.
Yeah, he's reading something that says Book Buds. See all the way down there. See buds.
Oh! Oh my God, Mary, how did you do that?
Magic.
Well, it says Book Buds.
Of course it does.
Oh my God, I have to name him. He's so cute.
You'll have to update us when you decide a name, unless you're very spontaneous and can do it right now.
Oh my God, I feel pressured. He's so cute.
He's got to look nice.
Oh,
he's on camera.
He's with us. He's with us today.
All right, so anyway, back to our book.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. I wanted to give it to him on camera so I could later see his reaction.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to be staring at him the whole time.
All right, so The Sisters Grimm. This is a book that I'm reading with my son. He was reading the first one in school with his class, and he loved it so much. He's like, Mom, you got to join me in this. So I was reading it at home, and then now the class is done. He and I both read the second one, and we are on to the third one. Very cute story. It's definitely a juvenile reading level. It's like he's in 5th grade, so it's right on point for 5th grade reading.
It's perfect for middle grade March.
It is perfect for middle grade March. It's totally why I'm talking about it today.
Absolutely.
I'd say the books are like less than 300 pages. I'm trying to remember how many. Yeah. It's like 250-ish, something like that. But they're very easy language, not lots of big words, very simple characters, easy to follow along, easy to get into it, super cute. Mm-hmm. I would say that it's very much like The Land of Stories, except The Land of Stories is like a huge jump above with like better details, better characters, like super duper engaging for any age range.
Yeah.
Whereas this one might be like a little slow, a little basic.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily be wanting to continue reading the series myself if I wasn't reading it with my son. He is all about it though. He wants to own them all.
That's great.
He's like reading for hours on end. When we went on a road trip, he was like reading for hours in the car. He's never done that before. He was really, really enjoying these
Because I know you've been wanting him to kind of do fantasy if he likes it. And now this is, I think, the first series, right?
And I said that to him. I'm like, do you know what the word genre is, honey? So we talked about it, and I'm like, so this is fantasy. This is what mommy loves.
Yeah.
So he used to really only like potty humor stuff. Yeah. Now he's enjoying this, which is really nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, I've had my eye on this for a while, for years, and I think I own the first one. Surprise, surprise. But I haven't picked it up yet, so this is perfect. And because you say that you're not going to continue with it, I'm like, okay, this is a Joe book. Because you don't usually like the middle grade too much.
Because it's almost like a little too simplistic that I don't feel like I'm as challenged and as engaged,
Yeah.
So that's why I fall a little bit out of loving it,
Yeah.
But you would probably like it.
I'm excited.
So this basic story of this is that we have the 2 sisters that you saw in our scene. They are the daughters of one of the brothers Grimm. Okay. And their parents, right at the very beginning, their parents have been taken, mysteriously disappeared, and they've been in an orphanage for 1.5 years, and they're difficult to place, they're unruly and whatever else. And suddenly a mysterious grandmother is claiming them. And they're like, no, my grandmother's dead. Mom and Dad said she died. We don't have a grandma. So they meet this grandmother, and as the reader, you're like a little bit protective of them, thinking like, ooh, like maybe this is the bad guy or something like that. The older sister is like all on the protection mode of like, we don't know this imposter. She's not our family. Turns out she is the family. She is the actual parent of the brothers Grimm, and she is a fairy tale detective.
Ooh.
And so when there's things going wrong in their little tiny fairy tale community, because they are all contained in, I think it's called Fairyport Landing. All the fairy tale people are contained in that one little section of our world.
Okay.
If there's something going wrong, like a giant showing up in town,
Yeah.
you know, a house gets squashed, she's on the case, she's going to figure it out. And it's a family tradition for all the Grimms to be these detectives and keep the fairy tale people in line.
Oh, I love this.
So it's a little different twist to it, you know? So Prince Charming is the mayor, and he's not such a fan of the Grimms because they're all being held hostage in this little town so that they don't wreak havoc on the world, and the Grimms have done something to make them like contained there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when there's mysteries afoot, they want to solve it themselves with their own police, you know. The three little pigs, like it's very strange because they have like the essence of pigs, but they look like humans because they do live with other humans. But then if something like gets them all uppity, then like they'll transform and the pig will like rip out of them.
Okay. I love it. Start oinking.
Yes. And then you have to sprinkle dust on the humans to make them forget, you know.
Okay.
So the pigs, they want to do their own detecting. They don't want the Grimms interfering. But the Grimms, that's what they do, and they do it well. They're going to solve the case before any of the other fairy tale people are going to solve the case. So these two sisters are kind of like learning about their heritage and their role in being a part of the Grimm family. And, you know, why did their parents hide this from them? You know, they were safely tucked away somewhere else, away from all of this magical stuff. So we don't know the parents' intentions because they're missing. Okay.
Now, do you have your regular characters, like from the Grimm story, like Snow White, Rapunzel? Like, do you have all those people?
Not all of them in the very first book. It's kind of like a slow world building. So you get exposure to Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. You get Prince Charming. I don't think Snow White was in the first one. If she was only mentioned. She's definitely in the second one. Rumpelstiltskin comes in the second one. The first one, there's like a party at the mayor's house, and the two sisters, Sabrina and Daphne, they go disguised as some fairy tale creatures so that they can get into the party, and then they're bumping into all sorts of different characters. So you see a bunch of characters right away, you know, but they don't have central roles. So the main ones are Jack and the Beanstalk. In the first book, it's Jack and the Beanstalk, the Prince Charming, and then we have a character named Puck, who I had to Google. I was like, who is Puck? He must be somebody significant because he's in the first book, and then he's like has a more significant role towards the end, and then he's all throughout the second book, and he is like a mischievous little fairy, like a sprite, and he's like, I'm a villain, I'm really a bad guy, but they all love him. But he's like, you know, if there's something that they shouldn't be doing, they can get him to, like, you know, if they're not following their grandmother's rules, they're like, Puck, we're going to be up to no good. You know, we need your help. And he's like, I'm not coming. And she's like, but, you know, we're going to cause some mischief. And he's like, well, then I have to be there. So he's cute. And I Googled, and I think he's from Shakespeare's A Midsummer's Night Dream is what I found. And he's often described as like a devilish kind of fairy or even a hobgoblin.
Ooh.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
So he's fun, and he's in the story, and he is my son's favorite character. So for Read Across America Week, they had dressed like a character for one of the days in school, and so he had a little crown and wings.
He went as Puck?
He went as Puck.
Oh, he really does like this.
He loves Puck, and he's loving this series. Super cute. So I think this has been around for a little while now, right?
Yes,
I didn't
it has.
look at the copyright date, but this is an old feeling book here to me.
Yeah.
So have you guys read this series? Is it something that you read when you were younger? Oh, okay. It says 2005.
Yeah.
So anybody out there read this when it was like when you were in middle school? Or anybody read it as an adult? I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. I'm definitely enjoying reading alongside my son.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be reading it just myself, but it's definitely fun to see him enjoy it.
I love it. And our little guy fits right in here with this. He could be a character in there.
He could be. Don't you love his little nose?
Did I see his nose? He's so cute. I love him. Thank you so much.
He's another book bud today.
Yes, he is.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
If you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel, Book Buds!
Golly gee, that sounded like a great book.
You want to, like, come behind me. I'll be dragging you.
We're falling.
My little sister.
That might be good for the scene. Oh my god. It found us.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Don't kill us yet.
Okay, your first line is, we have to find a way to stop it.
Oh, it is? Oh, I fucked up too?
Yes.
I thought you only messed up.
No.
Wait a minute. Oh, no, not yet. Do we have to run again? Because I'm going to fall on my ass. I mean, I guess we could try it.
It's really not that hard. I'm crying. Is that good for the scene?
No, not yet.